Welcome back to Tiny Grimes Games, and I'm here with another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. And today I want to talk about guilds. That's right, guilds are in the game now. People are excited, people are angry. There are certainly rampant reactions to the guilds. Let's start with the positives of the guilds. There are a lot of positives. First, for most people, they haven't been in a guild so far. I've been lucky since October. I joined with Fear the Boot. We've been working together, sharing information. It's been great. But since guilds came into the game, I took my alt account and I have actually put together 3 guilds starting from the first night. Let me tell you, there were some hiccups in there. Guild, I'll choose that name. Cool, crash. Now that name's gone. I'll choose this name. Crash. That name's gone. Okay, I'll choose this name. What? I've joined too many guilds tonight? I've crashed twice. So that was kind of a disaster. But other than that, it was actually a lot of fun. I put together three guilds for people in my Discord channel. We're all sort of linked together, sharing information, talking. It's been a lot of fun on that side. Also, I feel like the activities are done really well. So it is a competition who can get the most, but everyone is sort of adding to each other, right? As we're moving up tiers, everyone gets rewarded. Everyone gets more money. So even though there have been times where, like say I was 3rd, someone in my guild bumps me out without moving us up a tier. We're nowhere near the next tier. That's a little bit frustrating. If you look, like the difference between 3rd and 4th, it's not that big. The difference between 3rd and even 12th isn't so big to where you're going to be upset about it. It's just kind of like that's fine, whatever. We're all working together. We're all working towards a common good. That part's been great. The guild chat is really cool. I probably shouldn't show the guild chat just in case something crazy was happening because I didn't check it ahead of time. But there's guild chat, so you can go down here to this button, click it, talk to the people in your guild. It's been a lot of fun. You can go into manage the guild. You can see how much everyone's producing and contributing to the guild. It really is, in many ways, a well-designed system that helps everyone sort of come together, get to know one another, feel like they're part of a team, work together every day to clear these guild activities. That part is great. Now, having said that, there are some parts that are not as great. Actually, we should mention the guild store first. So the guild store is cool too. So you can go in here. You can spend your guild money that you're earning on different guys. You can spend it on some gear pieces. You have all kinds of cool options there. So much good. However, the bad, right? The raids are, I don't know, right? We haven't seen a raid yet. We've seen information. They sound like they're going to be really cool. They sound like they're going to be fun. It sounds like raids are going to be great. However, there's a huge problem with raids. So let's say you're in a guild that plans on clearing level 5. That's sort of your target. Let's look at what's going to happen. If you clear level 5, you are going to get 3 pieces of gear total, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, that fit this 59 to 79. This next piece over fits 59 to 72. So it's not as good. It's like the gear that we already have. The point being that there are only 3 people in your whole raid out of 50 that are going to get the gear that was promised to come in guilds that is literally not available in the game, right? So you can go into one of your characters. I'm not sure how aware everyone is of this. Hopefully by now they're aware of this. But let's say you go to Geonosian Soldier. Let's say I was level 79. I go to level him up. Okay, I need this one. Find. Yeah, that's not in the game. That's kind of a problem. So what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to go to gear, to go to tier 5 to get this gear. Okay, I go over there. I look at the rewards. Oh, only the top 3 people in the whole guild have access to that gear. Now it gets a little bit better if you're going for tier 6. And I think a lot of guilds will be able to do that relatively soon as we get closer to 80. But still, it's not quite where you would want it to be. Because if you look at still only the top 20 that have access to this upper tier gear that we actually need to be able to progress. It's not like it's So the difference is the activities, it's cool. You get the money, then you can use that to buy shards that you could get anyway, other ways. This is straight up the only possible way to get this gear is through these boxes that I'm aware of. Maybe that will change. And this becomes a huge problem because if you look, the cutoff here is 20 for number 5. For tier 5, it was top 3. And what this means is that there's going to be this sharp distinction between those who can get this top gear and then dominate the game basically because they can go up to like 2-3 gear levels higher than everyone else. And it becomes a big problem. Where it becomes a real problem is that the activities are all about camaraderie, working together, sharing information. This type of reward structure is going to lead people down a path of hoarding information, not wanting to tell people how they got the most damage on the Rancor, desperately wanting to be top 3 or top 20, sniping guildmates at the last second to make sure you push into that prize pool, letting everyone else think that maybe you're done for the day. So much ill will and bad feelings are going to come from this type of reward structure that it's hard to even fathom that they decided that this was the reward structure. So this is definitely the bad, right? This is the problem of, wow, this is not going to work. Now, I'm assuming, I have faith in Capital Games that this will get fixed. Capital Games makes missteps here and there, and they usually fix them. This is one that has to be fixed. I'm not going to propose solutions right now. I think other people have solutions. The point is, though, this doesn't work because this promotes bad feelings within guild rather than what you need your guild to be, which is us versus the world. This is us versus each other. How does the world even factor into this? Very strange. Okay, so that's the good, the bad. And now we're to the what is happening. So there's a huge problem in the game that I haven't really made a big deal out of yet. And that is something called pre-crafting, right? So people have been able, or people were able to, for about 1.5 days, pre-craft gear. So CG came out and said, basically, we're going to be changing this particular piece of gear, the Nubian design tech. It'll need more resources. And so very clever people said, what if I just make it today? Then I'll already have it. Now for me, I wasn't even playing for that day and a half. I took a little break for about 2 days, come back. Oh, people pre-crafted stuff? That's weird. I'm surprised they allowed that. I'm sure that that'll either be corrected or it won't be allowed, or they'll leave it the Vader treatment, right, where everything gets capped out. Something will happen. The biggest offender to me is the Royal Guard, as the Royal Guard can soar from 15,000 health and 10,000 protect to like 20,000 health, 18,000 protect, which is just insane. So the bottom line is that there's all this pre-crafted gear, and the point is that raids were supposed to even this out, right? Like, okay, fine, people have pre-crafted gear, but you know what? You're going to get it anyway in raids. It's not that big of a deal. It's a problem, but it's not as big of a problem as it could be. Well, here's where it becomes a huge problem. If only the top 3 or the top 20 are getting access to the gear that you have to be able to progress, that can only be gotten through raids, who do you think is going to get this gear? It's going to be the people that have pre-crafted because their heroes are far superior. So we're going to be in this perpetual, endless spiral of the people that were able to pre-craft gear get more gear that no one else can have, and it just continues and continues and perpetuates. So this is a huge game-altering, long-term problem that really has to be addressed immediately. The longer that this goes on, the more disparity, the more gap there's going to be, the more frustrated people are going to be. It's really interesting because the people who did pre-craft often have a very high and mighty attitude of like, you could have pre-crafted, what's your problem? But it's such a weird thing, right? Like, all right, you have to make a lot of assumptions to assume pre-crafting is going to work, and then for the company to just allow it to work endlessly seems like it's just a terrible decision. So my hope is that 2 things happen. That the pre-crafted gear, something happens with it finally. This can't go on anymore. And that raids get fixed. We can't have raids. The bottom line is you can't have raids where it is everyone fighting within guild. You just can't have that. That's not going to work. what's going to happen is you're going to end up with these really weird guilds where top players don't want to be in the same guild with each other, and they'll say like, okay, I'm one of the best players in the game. I need a guild that is just good enough to be able to defeat the Rancor, but to make sure that I'm getting one of the top 3 spots. And that is setting up for some real negative problems. So hopefully this gets resolved. I have faith that it will. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the current raid tiers. Am I overreacting? It's possible. It's possible I'm overreacting. I don't think so, but it's possible. If you have a solution, go ahead and post it below and let me know what your thoughts are. So overall, I'm really enjoying guilds. I think it's a lot of fun. I'm having a good time running my guilds. I'm having a great time being a part of Fear the Boot. Having a good time doing my activities. But seeing the raid problems looming. And look, my guild at 25,500. It's only 55,000 until we unlock raids. So Capital Games has, what, 2 days to figure this out? Because if they don't figure it out before those first raids start going down, people are going to be real ticked. So it's like that ticking time bomb. Tick, tick, balls in your court, Capital Games. Hopefully, they'll switch to 3, and they'll fix it all up. And until next time, hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time on Tiny Grimes Games.